Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the first British battle cruiser we have in the tech tree for the game. But before that, let's take a look to see at the battle cruiser line itself. So first we have Queen Mary, then we have Repulse, Hood, Vanguard, and I've renamed G3 Monarch and K2 as Victoria. Now, honestly, the British battlecruisers are not my favorite. There are a couple exceptions. I really like Vanguard and Monarch. I think those are really good ships. The others, however, I have mixed feelings about, and honestly, I don't think that they're very good. But it just may be down to the fact that I don't maybe know how to play them right. Who knows? But today we're going to go over Queen Mary. As a general rule, among British battlecruisers, they normally have very high speed, very bad maneuverability, questionable armor, and really good high explosive shells and fire chance. So they can be used as HE spammers, however, not all the time, and their AP can be quite good at the best of times, like let's say a broadside. So Queen Mary, we have 52,300 health, we have 25% torpedo resistance, up to 254 millimeters of armor, which is, what's that? Maybe 10 inches? Yeah, so max on the belt is only 229. You have quite a bit on the turrets and the barbettes. You can still Citadel Queen Mary. So don't think that you're invincible. However, it won't be as easy as something like Dreadnought. So at least she has a little bit better armor. Guns, she has 13 and a halves in 4 double turrets. Then we have A and B turret, we have X turret, and then we have Y turret. I think. Maybe it's Q turret and then X. Regardless, we have 1 aft, we have 1 amidships, and then 2 fore. You have a total broadside of 8 guns. However, 4 you only have, 4, and aft you only have 2. So you do have to kind of give yourself a nice broadside to use as much weaponry as possible. Guns themselves are really good. As you can see here, shell velocity is not terrible, and HE fire chance is 45.2%. Yeah, that's almost 50%. So out of 8 shells you fire, you have the possibility of setting, 4 fires per salvo. So yeah, the HE spamming capabilities of these ships is quite possible, I should say. Gun range is 16.8 kilometers. Secondary range is 4 kilometers. You have a bunch of smaller casemate secondaries on the forward superstructure, and then quite a few on your aft superstructure as well. There is also this kind of dip in the deck. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. I'm sure that's part of the history and the design of the ship itself. But it is an interesting feature that you don't really see in any other ship at or in this game, honestly. Yamato has something similar. And then let's see your speed. Base speed of 30 knots. All British battlecruisers have the ability to equip a speed boost as well as a heal and a repair. AA defense, you're not going to shoot down any aircraft. Not with 12 DPS. So yeah, just ignore your lack of AA. I don't even think it's modeled on this ship, honestly. Oh, looks like there might be one gun there. Another one over there. Besides that, that's literally it. So yeah, you're not going to be shooting down any aircraft, but you do have good maneuverability, good speed, and good HE firepower. So let's take her into a game and see what we can do. Alright, here we have ourselves a game. We have a Kaiser, 2 Queen Marys, a couple of Omahas, Kalasrihu, Kuma, and 2 Clemson. The ship is actually relatively good against destroyers, considering they have such powerful high explosive shells. Their armor piercing is pretty good against cruisers, and they can stand up against battleships relatively okay. However, battleships are always technically going to have an advantage due to their better armor. Historically, they played kind of the same role that they have in game, but they're mainly supposed to be focusing on as cruisers as cruiser killers. And they're not really meant to go up against battleships. However, considering that your gun size is the same as battleships, there will definitely be times that you'll be forced to take up combat in that matter. Higher up the tech tree, such as G3 and K2, I would say that you're better equipped to deal with battleships at that tier, even with Vanguard, I guess you could say. But like Hood and definitely Repulse and Queen Mary definitely are better off as cruiser killers than anything else. Speaking of cruisers, let's have our first salvo out. We do have high explosive loaded right now, though I do feel like I could do some damage with armor piercing against cruisers, and we have our own cruiser causing us problems. That's always fun. The bots are absolutely trash in this game, especially when it comes to maneuvering. Okay, so we missed on the Omaha. Let's see if we can get some shots on the Queen Mary here. One of two, I believe, yeah. And she moved just enough. Alright. Though I don't think those were going to hit anyway. I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied at this time, so do keep that in mind. Yeah, let's do one more salvo of high explosive and then switch over to armor piercing because we do have a couple cruisers over here that are relatively close. I still don't think I'm going to get any hits. Ooh, one hit and one fire. Such is the power of 45% high fire chance. Alright, so now time to see if we can use our cruiser killer abilities. Yep, there we go. Alright, we're almost reloaded. And let's see if we can finish off this Omaha as well. Pretty good damage, 15,000. I was hoping for a one shot, one kill though. I don't know if I can shoot her before she gets around this island. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'll be able to get through the armor at that angle. But with 13.5, I think yeah, I can. I definitely can. Alright, cool. So 2 cruisers killed. And let's see what else we can do. I'm not quite sure what kind of shells these secondaries shoot. From looking at that Queen Mary quick, it looked like they were shooting armor piercing. But I really just don't know. Right, so this Queen Mary's coming around the corner here. Well, she is... yeah, she's not going to give us a good angle. What about you? No. Alright, well, maybe we can nail some of this Kuma here. Well, it's going to switch back to high explosive. Especially with this Clemson coming around. Hey, another cruiser killed. Alright, so with 8 13.5 high explosive shells coming towards this destroyer, we should be able to make quick work of her. There we go. There is another one over here. I don't know if we'll get as good accuracy as we did with the destroyer we just shot at, considering she is at about 9 kilometers. But we're still going to try. One hit, one fire. I'll take it. Not quite sure what this Queen Mary is doing over here. Or, no, it's a Kaiser. Okay, well, she's kind of stuck there for right now. And I can't go back to the map here. There we go. Alright, cool. So another shot at this destroyer. Let's switch over to armor piercing here. Another fire. Actually, we're going to stay right here. Because we have some broadsides that we can use. Ooh, that Kaiser just got hit by a bunch of torpedoes. Awesome. And so let's help our fellow Queen Mary out a bit. And a Citadel. So I think our secondaries are about to open up. Let's see what they're shooting. High explosive. Okay. So you have high explosive secondaries. Ooh, there is another cruiser. Let's see what we can do against her. Another cruiser killed. If you haven't noticed the pattern yet, like I said, she's a very good cruiser killer. And that's basically what the battle cruisers were supposed to be used as. And so this Queen Mary is a bit aground. Accuracy is kind of questionable at range, but overall it's not terrible. 4 ricochets, I think I might want to switch over to high explosive actually. Yeah, especially if she's turning in like that. I'm just going to ricochet. But I might get deck penetrations. Ooh, double Citadel. Interesting. And then let's see if we can light some fires on her. And then we'll have to come around and engage this Kaiser. I have kept the island between me and her so far, so I didn't have to face her, because those secondaries will hurt. Alright, so let's get around here. Which way is she heading? And she's still gonna make herself aground here. Though she is pretty broadside, so let's switch over to armor piercing. With speed boost, you can get over your normal 30 knots. With my speed buff supplied, I can get her up to 35.3, which is amazingly fast for a low tier battleship or battle cruiser. Alright, so we got some good shots in. We do have bigger armament, like larger caliber than Kaiser, which only has 12-inch, while we have 13.5s. But even then, I still feel like we should just avoid engaging battleships at all cost. Trying to hit that casemate gun lack. Yeah, 6 pens, 1 shatter. Can heal a little bit. It's not like we've taken a lot of damage though. I might want to switch over to high explosive if she's going to keep this kind of angle though. In fact, let's do that. I might be able to get a few more pens though. Actually, that was pretty good. Alright, so let's see how we did. Alright, we have 150,000 damage, 6 ships sunk, 69 shell hits, 7 citadels, 4 fires, 1 secondary hit, for 4,700 base XP. 14,000 was in high explosive, 126,000 was in armor piercing, 8,500 was from fires, and secondary battery did less than 700. Yeah, a lot of your damage is going to be from just one-shotting cruisers left and right. They can't really bounce any of your shells effectively, and if they give broadside, they will pay for it in citadels. So you can easily take advantage of any kind of cruiser and just immediately blow them out of the water. Destroyers, you're also pretty good at, since you have good high explosive damage and fire chance. Battleships, you want to try and stay away from. If you do engage them, keep as many advantages as possible, including your maneuverability, your speed, and your high explosive and fire chance to burn them and outmaneuver and dodge their shells. And then carriers, you are a tier 4, so you will run across carriers. You really can't do anything against them. I mean, you have a good chance of setting them on fire to keep them from launching aircraft, but that means you have to be close enough to actually do so, and then that would also make you the carrier's #1 target. And you really don't have the AA to do anything about that. Your armor, while not terrible, as you saw, it is fairly decent and easy to citadel. Queen Mary, I was able to citadel the first one through the back at an angle like this, and then the second one I was able to get some plunging citadels through the deck, which I actually don't think I've done before. So her armor is not going to be invincible, but it can be relatively decent against cruisers, hence her cruiser killer namesake. It is a very good ship to start off with. When I was first playing this game, this actually was one of the ones I played the most. And this was one of the first crews that I was actually able to get 100% proficiency with for the first skill, starting from 50%. So I do have quite a few games under my belt with her, and she's still pretty fun. However, like I said, there are better ships at higher tiers now that I do play more often. That doesn't mean she is a bad ship, though. So I will be wrapping up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and join me tomorrow while we go over Repulse, which is honestly a hit or miss as a good ship, but we'll take a look at her tomorrow. So again, thank you, and take care.